Hello and welcome to episode 14 of our Timberborn 1.0 experimental playthrough in cycle 26, day 13. Coming up on a drought here, and last time we had some adventures, or should I say misadventures, with these guys, the Badtide Drains. And as a few of you have asked, I did check the strength, and it turns out that these two were actually supposed to be 0.5. So I'm going to fix that right now, just in dev mode real quick, because they are pretty powerful. But that's taken care of now, and we're going to come out of dev mode. We're all good to go. So these won't be belching forth quite so much sewage when they activate again. And I did put the contamination barriers right on top. I do not know if that's going to actually prevent anything. Logic is telling me maybe it's not going to, because this does extend 2 tiles back. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to have them, since the storage is full, I'm just going to, you know what, I'm just going to get rid of this entirely. All of these, and then I'm going to take these contamination barriers out, and I'm just going to go right like this. So it'll be off to the side here, and it'll be right on top of the back of these things. We will see what happens, if it still needs to come back one more tile this way. I was trying to avoid that, but you know how it goes. Let's get this through the last of our night here. Again, we're going into drought time, so we don't need to worry about any of the rest of this. It's not bad tide or anything like that. I am very interested to see how this plays out as things get continually cleaner, which, you know, isn't going to happen during a drought, but it's fine. I do want to, real quick, let's just hit pause. I want to address our reservoir situation here, because sometimes I have a hard time understanding what people are saying in the comments through no fault of their own. Someone had said I bypassed this sluice gate. It doesn't look like that's the case. In fact, yeah, you know what? I see that this is still okay. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I was a little worried that maybe we had, but figured I'd check on camera, so to speak. What I could have done and probably should have done is just put the sluice on this end, but you know how it goes. The reason why I did that, since people have asked a couple of times, is yes, this does need to have more water in it. That's why we're making this bigger. But part of my idea with this was to have the Lidos and to have all sorts of other stuff that the beavers could actually access without it being a huge issue. So this is mostly just aesthetic, and then when we get into putting all of these things in. So that's why that's there. We're good. Let's unpause. And then more than a few people also have said, well, why don't you just box in the Badtide Drains completely so nothing comes out? Like, well, yes, that's going to work if I did that. I don't want to do that. I feel like part of the fun, part of the challenge of the game is figuring out how to manage the bad water and shunt it where you want it to go, instead of just saying, okay, well, now you can't do anything because I closed it off. Like, okay, cool. Hey, play like that if you want. I'm going to choose not to. Doesn't feel, in my opinion, to be the spirit of the game to do that. What it is in the spirit of the game to do is to continue enclosing this, because boy, oh boy, was this a disaster. So I'm going to have them come over here and just make this a completely solid pipe all the way out. And the reason I'm going 1 block higher here is because that's the height of this Badtide Drain here. It was just surging off the side of this, and it was not ideal, I guess we could say. Another thing that I think I want to do is I want to put a drain here in the bottom on this level, which we're going to call level 2 here, and just all the way out so we can have an emergency clean out if we need to. I'll just make that a sluice set to whatever. But we have to get a beaver down in here to actually do it, and this is currently contaminated. So, you know, we could, you know, shove them down in here. They'd do it. It wouldn't be kind of us to do that, but they'd do it. We also, since we do have some incapacitated beavers, not a lot right now, but we probably should put in some other stuff over here. Like, for example, at least a water tank and a little bit of food. So I'm just going to pop that in right there, and we'll just pick a food type that we actually have a lot of. Looks like cattail crackers are our winner there, so just make this nice and simple so they have some food and some water where they're resting. Again, so many things. So many things to do today. I'm glad you guys like this. I thought that was funny. was worth doing there. So, I want to cap this bad water source. I don't think we need to worry about that right now, but that's definitely on the list. One of the things that people really wanted to see was the powering of this aquifer drill and the organization of these water wheels. So, I think without things getting too crazy, I think it's worth putting this in a slightly better configuration. And I don't have dirt. I know I need to stop just saying I don't have dirt. I just need to have dirt. But for right now, I think what's going to make the most sense is for us to just straighten this, or not straighten is the wrong word. We're going to move the water wheels downstream and then put sluice gates here so that we can't have bad water ever flow back this way. Keep this nice and clean. So what I'm going to do is I think we don't need to make this really super narrow. I just need to be able to have this flow out. So right here in the middle, 2 sluice gates right next to each other. Because of the way sluices work, this can just be open forever. I don't have to worry about programming it or anything. Because sluices are one-way valves. They can never go this way through here. They have to come out. And if this is always open, then this will dry out when, you know, it's a drought or whatever. But the bad tide can never come through here. Just the easiest thing for us to do is just dam this off. 6 logs, not going to cry about those getting picked up, not getting picked up. So same deal here. That will solve all of these problems. And since we have... okay, this isn't really what I would consider to be an ideal setup. But with minimal terraforming, I do think it would be worth putting in a wheel here and a wheel here at the very least. Let's give this a little bit more room to work. Let's move this in 2 blocks like that. Make sure that this gets disconnected here. Make sure not to remove the pathing in front of those builders' huts. But again, the idea here is to just have some sort of actual power connection that can use clean water or bad water or both, depending on how... Well, actually, there's no universe in which this would activate these and this at the same time. But everything going through this channel absolutely will work. Depending on how I wanted to do this, I probably could also do one of these. If I just put in this right here. Yeah, you know what? You know what, folks? I think that might be a winner. So I will, of course, have to have these guys come across here to take care of that. Don't know how they're going to make that happen. Let's just make this the simplest possible thing. And they should be able to build all of this from beneath, so we'll do that. That'll be 3 of those, and then in terms of power network, okay, we're nowhere close to this. I'm going to have to keep this on the surface for now. Just the simplest possible thing. Get that popped in right there, and it's better. It's not perfect. It's definitely not perfect, but it is better. That's going to help. Good, they got this built. Let's give this a little roofing piece here. Very nice. Nice improvement indeed. I guess technically they could eat and probably have been eating the berries here. Wait a second. We're out of berries. Yeah, they definitely have been eating those berries. I know they're not going to choose the berries if they have something else. Actually, I don't know that. I probably should, but you know how it goes. So they've gotten this taken care of. That's good. For them to get up to the top here, they don't need this anymore. Before I get rid of this, I need to make sure I'm not going to actually want to have... Well, I do want to have both of these. Not really making enough power. Okay, now's the part where this gets maybe a little stupid. How close can I get with this? Because I know I can't build directly on top of, or can I? I've not actually tried. Okay, that doesn't work. Good. Not that this would change anything. Yep, that doesn't work either. Because I was thinking, what if I just had 2 of these in line right here? But that would be way too convenient, huh? Way too convenient. If I put this here, it would be slightly offset. I put that there, it would still be offset. Here, it wouldn't be the most convenient closeness location, but it would allow it to be in a straight line. So, yeah, see, right here wouldn't fit nicely. But this right here, just have this come straight up, nice and simple. Go right like that, and then I technically can't connect these right at the very bottom, but what I can do, if I am thinking correctly here, if I am very careful, I should be able to have some sort of something going here. Well, I might have to try something real. All right, I gotta pause this. I'm sorry. Okay, not quite, not quite. Oh boy, this is so dumb. It's so dumb, but guess what? Guess what? It works. It works. Oh, it's so hideous. Can I do this? Is that gonna hide itself? If this is full up, all right, come on. That is going to, okay, that's going to be barely above water, barely above. But it would be, in theory, a little bit of extra power, assuming it was able to, you know, actually do literally anything. I could put a... oh, this is so ugly. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So they can build part of this from up here like that, but I'm just going to, you know, no. Let's make an effort to make this slightly less terrible. And I'm just going to immediately put some impermeable floors on the top of this. That will, at the very least, remember, this is not plugging it up. It has an exit. It's just going to stop it from, you know, coming out. So my idea with this is that eventually, assuming we don't contaminate this again, it will be clean enough to send beavers down into without actually getting them sick. That would be the goal. So we'll leave that alone for a little bit of time. I already talked about what I'm doing with this. Okay, so that's actually ready to go. And these will be generating power at some point soon. Yeah, we'll need to get... I mean, this is connected to the whole power network. Well, when I say whole power network, I mean this out to... Oh, I got an achievement. Survive your first drought. Oh, yes, this is my first drought ever in the history of the past 4 years and 2 months that I've been playing this game. Almost every day. Oh, that's right. I was working on this. And this is a whole just disaster. Disaster masterclass over here. Yes, the carousel noises. Haunting my nightmares. Is this a stupid way to do this? Yes. Should I have come in through here? Yes. However, we've already committed to this, so we're going to do it. We won't do it again. At least I'm not planning to do it again. But that's why. That's why I was doing that. All right, so this it looks a little cleaner than the last time. This is only... Oh, that's almost 75% of the power that that thing needs. Cool. I will take that. Maybe not any day, maybe only if I'm desperate, but I'll take it. So that's fine there, that's looking good. Let's take the... I'll take the stairs out at least. Now I've got to close this up. Make sure those all line up there, and we should be mostly okay. So that's all looking fine. See, look, this still has plenty of water in it, and this is slowly filling. We need to do something about this. And I did reply to a comment that said, stuff about how to maybe solve this problem. And I think what's going to make the most sense is that we just blast this all the way down and then shunt it off the map and then maybe have some sort of drain mechanism in these things. But I do want to shunt this over to our outflow, which currently this is basically only bad water drain anyway. So to accomplish that, I think it's going to be easiest to just blast this out all the way down and then tunnel across. Now I want to be careful how I do this because obviously, and I think I can get away with only having this one row here, but I'm going to build it with 2 because you know how this goes. Bad things just kind of happen. Whether or not I do any sort of planning, it just seems to happen. So I'll get that popped in there. Get this to line up. This is still kind of close to a zipline station, but yeah, it's going to be so much easier to just do this quote-unquote the right way. Just pop that in there so they can build it down and then off the side, all the way down to the bottom of the map, and then I'm going to have to make some sort of tunnel to get out here. But you know how it goes. It'll be one of those things we'll get to eventually. Yeah, see, this is, it's getting cleaner. Slowly, but it is getting cleaner. That is the wrong direction. There we go. Now, with just this aquifer at 100%, this wheel is making 129, and 128. So, you know, nobody's perfect, but I would consider that to be a pretty nice improvement over whatever this was. Bad water is going to be probably a whole lot more, but like I said, and it's an improvement, and it's going to be pretty cool. Now let's get this mess all taken care of here. Okay, this platform has to go away. This platform has to go away. This platform, stop me if you've heard this before, but it has to go away. As does that one. As does that one. And then all the way down there is actually where... Yeah, that has to come in. Now they can build that from above, but I'm going to just... I think they can stand there behind that frame and build something else up on top of this. So I'm going to let them do what they're going to do. And then I don't think it's going to be possible to have silly billies with this. But I'm going to connect that at the last possible moment. See, look at this. Look at this. It's getting better. It's getting better. Have they done anything else over here? No, because they can't reach it because somebody took all the stuff off. That's fine. What about over here? Oh, you know what? It's time for B for Boom. Wonderful. Down and down and down we go. And I am going to, you know, like I said, try to drain these out. That could be another scenario in which we just build aquifer pylons with the large windmills on top to slowly clean this out. But it is fun watching stuff explode, so they'll get that finished, and B for Boom. Same kind of deal again, although it was kind of hard to see with this bridge in the way. That gets us down to, what level is this on? Level 2. Okay, so I don't actually need to put the triples. Those could be doubles. Save us a little tiny bit of extract. So, that's going to be good. I just have to figure out where I'm going to get these guys down here, which, you know what? How dangerous of a game do I want to play today? I should not attempt it. But you know how this goes. I want this to come out and just flow straight through here. So, okay, good. That is going to be actually necessary. Alright. It's day 5. We're on normal mode. I think it is possible. Is these all ready to go, B for Boom? Oh, yeah. I think, folks, it's possible for us to not make a stupid mistake here. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a spiral staircase. What is the... It's so hard for me to see this. All right. If that goes there, then that goes there, then that goes there, then that needs to be a double, then that goes there, that needs to be a triple, then that goes there. Somewhere, someone is screaming, "Stop saying that goes there." Well, you know what? You know what I have to say about that? That goes there. Just joking, mostly. But people have asked, there you go, enunciate all parts of your words. They've asked me to do something like this, and I never did. And I think it's a fun way to take advantage of the new spiral stairs mechanic. So that is what I will be doing. And come on. There we go. It comes out to there. And then, you know what? I should not have... I can just make that a double. It's fine. I need to research all these things because we have so much science. Double suspension bridge. And then that goes there. And there you go. Spiral staircase. I think that's pretty cool. What do I have here? I got planks. Good. I've got gears. Fine, but I'd rather have a dynamite here. And then I have to put in extract for the tunnels. All right, so that's going to be a fun project. Obviously, if we are going to have a bad tide come in, then I will cut off the access so they can't do it. But I think that's going to be pretty cool. So you know what? I'm going to have them set up spiral staircase. I hope I can time-lapse this and have it not look like complete garbage, but you know what? We're going to find out. So I'm going to let them take care of that, and then hopefully we can make some good progress on getting this specific diversion set up. We already have that other one in place for the problematic aquifer area, and we'll come back when they're done and take a look at what they've accomplished. All right, so the spiral stairs are working, and honestly, I think that looks pretty cool. What of it that I can see? You can see them happily enjoying a jaunt up the spiral stairs and actually constructing a tunnel. They are going to need to have a pathway and continually extended through here, of course. But we can leave that alone for just a little bit and go and take a look at our other project over here, which, hey, you know what? That looks downright clean, if I do say so myself. So, we already have the stairs here. You know how this is going to go. We just have to build something that they can access with either straight or spiral stairs. I think probably to build everything, have to get down to the bottom at the very least. I don't know. Oh, they can walk that way. Okay. Let's put in a stairs there. Yes, a stairs. Absolute grammatical purity here. There we go. So that'll allow them to get to the bottom of this. Now it sounds like a Scooby-Doo plot. I do need to be able to get above it. So that, I believe, they can build this from below. This is going to have to get built from up about here, which if I give them a platform there, they can do. But if I give them an overhang, they can walk on it. And I am absolutely certain they will attempt to get stuck, because that is what beavers love to do more than anything else. So to that end... Oh, I'm not going to be able to build any of this without fear of them getting stuck, huh? Huh. So what I will do, I'll have to pause that gravity battery, and I will have to pause all of these power shafts. They can build that one, and then I can build this when they're not in danger of getting stuck there. So that's going to be, hopefully, good enough. Let's get this on triple speed again. Yep, things are looking okay. Yeah, this does have varying amounts of water depending on, you know, power output. But it's fine. Yes, I recognize that these gravity batteries, that's what they're called, are really not going to do that much. But it's fine. It's better than nothing. It'll have them run full speed at the start of a temperate cycle, because the windmills will charge these during droughts and bad tides just fine. Shouldn't have any problems doing that. But it's something. And that's what matters. Alright, oh, power-wise, I forgot to check this. That looks like it's connected, folks. Oh, boy, now it's time to actually get the rest of this connected. Gonna have to do this one piece at a time, just because, well, that's how that works. That's connected across there, that's connected across there, and of course it goes all the way up here. That is a big victory. I am liking that. Last time, if I'm in the correct spot, I added a bunch more wheat, and we don't have a lot of storage for wheat. I should probably fix that. But we do have wheat, and we do also have, that's the wrong one, wheat flour, and now we are hopefully going to be able to make more maple pastries. I just have to figure out why we don't have maple pastries. Oh, you know what? You know what? I don't think we have space for maple syrup. Yeah, I don't see... No, okay, no, oh, no, we don't. We don't, but I thought we did, because apparently I have absolutely no ability to do anything. Easy solution. Just a little maple syrup tank there. All right. Now, how about all this nonsense here? Okay, it is progressing. I'll give it that. And you know what? Remember I said I was going to put a diversion tunnel down here? Well, I don't think that's going to be necessary anymore, because this is completely sealed. So we're going to put that on the back burner for now. But what I do need to do is I need to have the ability for them to construct this entire tower, which is going to require that I put... Nope. That I put... Nope. I have to take that off. Then I have to have this. Yeah, they just... this is the easiest structural scaffolding for me to build. Alright. Stairs. And then more stairs. Then that should, if I connect there, should work pretty nicely to do that. And then I'll have to take this off and replace it with a 3x1 bridge so I can put the windmill in. But this is progressing so much faster than I thought it would, which actually feels pretty nice. Okay, day 9. Don't know how much longer we're gonna have, but I do want to check and see tunnel progress. Okay, respectable. Let's give them a little bit more of a path so they can go. We do need to remember that when there's a bad tide, we have to come back and fix this. Otherwise, I mean, this is not going to be an issue now that we've halved it. It wasn't an issue before, but this we've already, quote-unquote, kind of solved. Someone said these are pointless. Kind of. Not really, but it's fine. It just keeps it out of here. Just comes straight through this way. This only lets clean water over here, which there's not really much of, but that's fine. This is a complete non-issue at this time. Maybe one of the next projects should be capping this, but I don't want to have them do too much at one time, because, you know, that's going to be a problem. Let's unpause that power shaft so they can actually build that. Move on to what is... Actually, you know what? Nope, there we go. I forgot that I didn't have all of this completely connected. And I do have to do this one piece at a time, because of course I do. I don't think they're going to get silly-billied, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. And will probably continue to happen no matter what. And of course, it's nighttime, so they're not going to be doing this. But if I make this a top priority, and then I just pop that one in, they shouldn't, in theory, build this one first. But we all know sometimes stupid things just happen. So we're going to leave that alone. Come back over here. At some point, I'm going to wear the scroll wheel on this mouse, but I haven't gotten there yet. So that's going to help solve that. Trying to figure out the best way to do this, because I feel like I should drain these, but I'm also really afraid of what might happen if that happens. Maybe the better solution, once, not doing this right now, but once they are done, is to blast these out so that the lowest point of any of this is this tile right here. And then I can have the aquifers going on here that can pump all the bad water out through this tunnel. And then we'll just close this back up. Alright, who needs water that doesn't have water? Oh, this never fills up. Never fills up quite enough. That's probably something I should work on fixing, but you know how it goes. So, we probably do need to expand housing a little bit. But I don't want to do this until I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to build. Like we've discussed a little bit, that I'm going to have to build either scaffolding or dynamite some of this stuff out. I want to make something that's not going to look completely dumb. So, if you've got ideas, I'll hear them, but let's come back over here. No, I didn't need to do that. I needed to hide the water. There we go. Okay. Get that one going. They finished this, which is good. That goes away, and then I put the 3x1 on, and then on top of this, I put the large windmill, which they should be able to build. Well, once this bridge is in place. And then we'll be good to go, in theory. Now I kind of want to wait until this bridge is done to make sure this goes away before I go off and do something else. Okay, it's just about finished. Come on, beavers. Are you... You gotta be joking me, man. Come on. Jeez. How in the heck am I supposed to get up here? Alright, height-wise, that's gonna need to get on top of this. It's gonna have to be a... Yes, I realize how incredibly stupid absurd this is. But it is, unfortunately, the only real option I've got. No, that can't go there. That has to go here. Now do you see, ladders haters, why I love ladders so much? Is because it makes me not have to do all this garbage. Alright, so that will mercifully end our suffering of having to watch me do all this nonsense. And we can move on with our lives. Just come back and check on that later. How are we looking over here in Tunnel Land? Give them a little bit more of a thingy here. It's going to take them a while to get this done, but they are persevering, working through it. And this is still generating, yep, still generating pretty nice amounts of power. Total network supply is over 4,000. Demand is not too far behind, but it's going to get a lot better when we actually get everything else situated here. I probably could, you know, keep putting some wheels in here. What I really should be doing is put them in the bad water channel, but this is going to get capped sooner rather than later. Well, you know what this gives me an opportunity to do, folks, is I can just, since this is at that same level, when we're done with this, I can just turn the spiral stairs the other way around. And then I've got a relatively simple, what do you call it over here? Yeah, 5x1 is going to get me, I guess, in the exact right spot. Okay. Bad water doom. Cool. And there's still some materials over here. You got logs that don't get used for that. Metal blocks, though. And then... Oh, planks. Perfect. Why do I not have planks? Ah, I know why I don't have planks. It's because I turned production off because I had too many planks. And now I'm using planks, so I have to re-enable production when I already don't have beavers. Tunnel-wise, I think I've harvested... Oh, I haven't harvested all of them. Well, let's fix that. Get those pieces back. There's nothing left here, right? All the way down here. Nope, that's fine. Over here, technically, I I could harvest all these. I'm going to leave this in place just in case. But yeah, they can pick these up. I know they'll make use of those. What about down here? Okay. Yep. They could definitely don't want to do that. They could definitely get rid of these. No. Don't get rid of the... There. All right. Just the planks. Thank you. All right, that'll help. All right, what else? What else? We got this taken care of here? They're already super drained. Okay. No, that's fine. All right, and another drought approaching. No bad tide yet. No bad tide yet. That's fine. Just let them do what they got to do. Get that closed off. Any other bad water sources? There's one here. I don't think there's that many left on the map. There's one there. I've already gotten that one out. And I want to say there was one over here. Maybe not. Well, that would really be something if we somehow managed to completely eradicate all of the bad water by just, closing off 2 of these. That would be very, very encouraging. Except for the Badtide Drains. Would be a good step. Alright, so now they can do this, except they don't quite have enough... No, they do. Technically. Alright, we'll leave that alone. But the drought coming in... I think, is a good thing, because then I'm going to be much more easily able to manage this effectively. Yeah, they still got these things all on the ground. They don't care about picking those up. I do wish this would go just a tiny bit faster. Just a tiny bit. We'll have to leave that alone. Did they build this? They did. Maple syrup coming over here. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. Well, we've got all the stuff. And I do have storage for everything. I think this just has to take time to catch up. And I do want to redo this at some point. We're just not there yet. Alright, this... Oh, okay, we're still waiting on planks. I was about to say this has to be done soon. Okay, there we go. There we go. And we're finished. Cool. So, granted, this is not going to do absolutely everything, but it is getting half power to both of these. Alright, suspension bridge gone. Spiral stairs gone. We're going to turn those things the other way around. And then they can take their circuitous path to construct this thing. And you know what? I think this is going to be a good opportunity for us to have another time lapse here. Just get this taken care of. And get through the rest of the drought. And we'll take a look and see just how everything is looking on our other diversion over there at the other end of this. And hopefully, when we get to the end of this episode in a little while, we will have massively mitigated the Badtide Drain threat. We'll see what happens. Alright, so the Badwater Dome is complete. That means there is only one more Badwater source remaining on the map. It is currently too far away for me to want to start doing that this episode, so that'll be a next episode thing. And then outside of that, yeah, this is just holding fluid. We'll put a drain here, or maybe we won't, or whatever, but that's going to take care of the native Badwater problem. And then we just have this, which is honestly kind of drying up nicely here. Oh, good. We're just about at the maximum range here. So then they can get to there from this spot. I mean, that'll take us all the way into the corner. Just about. Cool. We can leave that alone for a little bit as well. And then the rest of these, I'm honestly kind of content to just leave this here. I do want to, before things get crazy, put these contamination barriers in. There is a chance that I may need to put it one more block this way. We will see. We will see what happens. Is this 30 to this corner here? It probably is. I was going to say I could move this in here and I can have this thing wrap around, but I don't think we need to be worried about that quite so much. So the number of maple pastries is technically increasing. It's not great, but we're not out. And most importantly, Or, okay, one beaver has not had a maple pastry in the allotted time period, but we're looking good on food. Wet fur could be better. That is one of the things that's going to get fixed when I eventually build housing there. We haven't built any agoras. That's probably something that would be easy. And the rest of these... Wait, they get enjoyment for a wind gauge now? Oh, the Fountain of Joy. Well, well, well. What would go perfectly in the middle of this but a Fountain of Joy with some Litos around it? I know we talked about that early in this playthrough. Talked about doing something like that. I thought that would be kind of neat. So the Fountain of Joy is something we should go ahead and unlock. It is a 5x5 monument that requires a 3x3 area of contact, and then it sucks up water from what surrounds it. And it has a decent range, so putting one right on top of this thing here, directly in the center, actually, I think would be a good way to handle this. Let's try. Nope, not quite. I was gonna say let's try to get this popped right in there. I'm going to put. Obviously, that's too low. I just need to make sure this is actually going to work before I commit to it. Yep. All right. So, this is ugly. Yes, we can establish and agree with that. That is too high. Instead, I need one that is too high. Actually, no, I need one that's one high. Yeah, okay. Which, to me, then says... Instead of the double platform here, I'll just put a triple, and I'll put that in, and then I'll put that in. Look at that! Yeah, that's pretty ugly, huh? But we're ideally not going to see it. Come on, Fountain of Joy. There you go. Let's have you face that way. That's going to look pretty nice. You know, when it's all said and done, hopefully it works. But that is going to require that we have access from one of these directions, and I can pretty easily solve that problem. That's actually going to be probably not able for them to build this. Let's put that there, and then put that there. Easiest way I can think of to solve this problem. Stairs go straight. That'll be fine. They'll build that, and that can be another fun project for them to work on. Coming down here. Okay, looking pretty good. Let's do another harvest of our planks here. Get this one more here. That should get them around the corner. It might actually open this up. If I go one more, I think they can technically open it up. And then obviously they'd have to have more pathing to get up to here. So I will allow them to get this one taken care of. And then I think we can leave this alone for a little bit. Alright, so come back and check on that later. This, once again, since it's a drought, nothing's happening, but just like I said, the gravity batteries are charged, and we probably could put a couple more in here. For now, though, I think this is going to be fine. Now, I wish I could put other windmills on this, but I do not have space, technically, to fit this. They do work underwater. They do work underground. They do work enclosed inside of something underground, which is objectively a little hilarious. But it's fine. So yes, I could... Okay, not that one, but I could put windmills at the very bottom of this, and they would work. They would turn at the same time as the rest of these. So I kind of want to do this. I know that's not going to be something a lot of people are a fan of, but just because of how funny it is, I'm going to do it. And if it makes you that mad, then I guess it makes you that mad. But it's just one of those really absurd, dumb things. But I'm glad that's taken care of. We already talked about... oh, you know what? That means this is no longer going to be a viable thing to do. So that's done. Now, the million-dollar question is, how are we going to connect this to here? Well, well, well. Look what we have here. That's right. It's tunnels. Bet you never saw that one coming. But we can just have this come all the way straight over to here. Now, I don't want to flood unnecessarily. But remember, the original goal with this was to also transport water under here to make land green. This is basically always going to be running, and it will always only ever be clean. So we could, in theory, just, you know, track this all the way over here and have this fill everything up. And then fill this up. And then fill this up. As long as we have the right kind of sluices at each entrance, we shouldn't have any overflowing. So I think that is what I'm going to do. I just have to remember exactly how this is going to get taken up here. So that is level 1. That's level 0. This is actually the back side of this in level 2. What floor? Flood a building. Oh, when did that get fixed? Oh. Fine. No fun allowed. Alright, oh boy. Oh boy, it's fine. So, what I'm going to do, because I have the ability to get in here, that comes in that way. Can I even... I don't think the beavers can get through here. I was going to have them just, you know, start the tunnel. Oh, I cannot deal with this sound. Alright, pause. Yes, pause at dusk. That's a great recipe for success. Well, now that we know this is completely pointless, I'm just not going to worry about those. Nor am I going to worry about those. This is going to get turned into spiral stairs. And that's also going to get turned into spiral stairs. So what I can do here is make that, which I think they should be able to reach, technically, into a tunnel. And then on this level right here can be a tunnel, which they may be able to reach, but probably not. That will be a tunnel. And that will be where the power goes. Remember, power's on this side, so that comes out here. That will go there, and then we do have to have a walkway present next to it. That will go there. So that will get this all connected here, which means we probably won't need the gravity batteries. But for now, they will stay. And I do have the need to still get this connected to the power network across the path with that. That does not need to be a vertical. That can go there. And then you know the drill. But I'm not going to sit here and wait for the rest of my life for them to do this. This will be a check-in next episode kind of thing. And look at that. We are just about around the corner here, folks. By around the corner, I mean into this part. So since we have the access, I'm going to pop that in. That'll allow them to build absolutely everything else. And then this will be ready to go to drain Badwater. And that is fantastic. And we're already making progress here, huh? Look at this. Look at this. Oh, boy. And I have 1,900 treated planks waiting for just such an occasion. So, yeah. I'm going to say this is a good spot to end the episode. I don't know how long it's going to be because I haven't timed it without the time lapses. But, yeah. Good stuff gotten done today. I'm pretty happy with that. We've pretty much taken care of all the bad tides that we're going to need to worry about that are actually going to impact things currently. Just need to get over to that one side of the map and take care of that source, but it's not currently messing anything up. So we'll do that next episode. We will get the rest of that power hooked up between those aquifer pumps next episode. We'll do those other things that we were just talking about. And then I think that's going to be all she wrote, folks. So, as you've seen, we have been time-lapsing this entire process, getting the Fountain of Joy put in place. And in just a moment, we will do the end of episode fun when this is activated and giving some bonuses to the 0 beavers that live over here. Alright, folks. The Fountain of Joy is fountaining and joying all over the place. And now we have the third monument set up. I don't remember. Oh, we do. We do. I put one right here. So, technically we built them, except the earth recultivator. That's a different discussion. I do want to still put one of these things over here, these things being the Fountain of Joy. But for now, we do have one over here, and we can, maybe next time, maybe the next episode after the next episode, take care of putting in some housing. But I think that looks pretty cool. And if we come down to the very, very, very bottom here, it's completely open, so the bad water should have no problems. And now I think I will take these planks out, and then they can pick all that stuff up. And, you know, next time we have a bad tide, this should be perfectly safe, no problems. This has still got a whole lot of nasty water in it, and I don't know. Do you think I should have these things drained, or do you think I should just go for the old aquifer with a big windmill on top strategy to pump them clean? It worked pretty well over here. It did, of course, take a little bit of time, but I think it's good enough. Now, coming all the way back down here, yes, I know we do have to continually babysit the pathing, but I'm feeling like this is a pretty good deal. Let's take these planks out. Make sure I don't delete anything that's actually important over here. I just have to keep monitoring this. But yeah, they're going to continue working on that, and I'm very interested to see if they managed to get... They did! I'm very surprised. I am actually surprised. They can't do this one yet, I don't think. Or maybe they can. I don't know. If I get this to be super prioritized, are they going to come over and deliver items? They are! I don't know why I'm surprised. But that is going to be tremendous. Because then I can just build the vertical power shafts all the way up to here. And we don't have to have anybody come in from the bottom here and go up, because that's always a mess. Every single time. They really couldn't do that last 17% of work before going home for the day. Ugh. Well, to a certain degree I understand, but I was really hoping they could get this done so I could just move on and wrap things up. But I guess we have to wait once again. Just give them a little bit of time to come in here and do this, then I'll take this whole stack of platforms out, get that taken care of, and we'll just move on with our lives. There we go! Good job! Now, if I go all the way down to the lowest level and hit that delete button, then we are going to be all good to go. Just very simply stick that in there. Problem solved. So, that's going to be the end of this episode, folks. I am so thankful you choose to watch these videos and give your feedback, your input, your ideas. Always welcome. Of course, it is the Beard Boosters who make this possible by contributing to the channel and making it so I don't have to have sponsorships from stuff nobody wants to hear about. Or I don't know, maybe you do, but I don't want to put them in the videos. I just want to have a good time playing with the beavers and enjoying the community that we have cultivated. It's a good one, and it's a good one because you're here. So, whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you again soon for more beavers. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.